Sustainable development. So what is it? Is it just about planting trees and reducing the use of plastic?
Sustainable development today is the buzzword. Planet is there, then people will be there to enjoy, and then only profit will be coming and they will be able to enjoy the profit.
How should the ESG strategy be meaningfully integrated into business objective rather than just being a compliance mandate?
Develop the ecosystem, top to bottom approach, stakeholders engagement. Engage all the stakeholders, even if the smaller shop level employees should be engaged, or even the locality where you are going to operate, they should also be engaged.
As a professional for company secretaries, what do you think is the role of company secretary in this whole spectrum?
We understand E, we understand S, we understand G than any other professional.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the ICSI Pulse. Think Governance, Think ICSI, where we explore insights for building a resilient and sustainable ecosystem. I am CS Sonu Nahata, and today we'll walk you through one of the most pressing priorities of today's times: sustainable development. So what is it? Is it just about planting trees and reducing the use of plastic? Not really. And what is it? To decode, we have with us CS Ranjit Pandey, former president of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. He is presently the chairman of the ESG and Sustainability Board at the ICSI, and he brings over more than 2 decades of professional expertise. Welcome, sir. Sir, how has the concept of ESG evolved, and what is its significance in the present scenario?
Thank you so much, ICSI, and I must compliment the ICSI for this initiative of having this kind of podcast. Question is very relevant and apt. In fact, sustainability and in fact sustainable development today is the buzzword. All started in 1972 Stockholm Conference, and thereafter in 1992 Earth Summit has further strengthened the need of ESG. 2015 sustainable development goals has been identified, and we call it 17 goals of sustainable development. So this is what the evolvement of the ESG in world over. Energy, E, if I'll talk about, we consume energy, we consume the natural resources, we dispose the waste, and waste management, resource replenishment is also very, very important. This is what the need of E. When it comes to S, equity, diversity, inclusion of all the stakeholders, including the society, including the people, employees of the organization. This is what S. And G is in regard to implementation of everything in regard to E and S in an ethical manner, which is called governance.
Okay, you've summed it up so well. You've actually brought in all of it into the picture. But you have to tell us, please, what the Indian journey of ESG. How would you describe the Indian journey?
All started in the year 2009, when voluntary guideline of social responsibility of the corporate has been released by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Then 2011, they have made it some kind of guidelines on the social responsibility of the business. 2019, National Guidelines for Responsible Business Conduct has been identified and rolled out by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. This is nothing but the responsible conduct of the businesses in regard to the environment, social, and of course governance also. 2020 SEBI came into picture, and they have brought the BRR, and which is now known as BRSR, where reporting on the environment parameter, social parameter, and governance parameter has been laid down. Format has also been released by the SEBI.
Okay, so that's all the regulatory thing that's coming into the picture. Can you please tell us how should businesses, how should the ESG strategy be meaningfully integrated into business objective rather than just being a compliance mandate?
See, first thing we need to understand the landscape of the business. What is important? Important is somebody should take the ownership. Who will take the ownership? Board and top management. Somebody should be there to create the awareness and engagement. Stakeholders' awareness and engagement is very important. So at one level, board and top management is taking the ownership. That yes, we are committed to the goal identified by the India or worldwide. Second is creating the awareness and of course engagement of all stakeholders top to bottom. Then comes the policy alignment, that your policies of the business should be aligned well with the 9 principles given by the NGRBC, National Guidelines for Responsible Business Conduct.
Okay.
But what is most significant in ESG implementation is innovation and R&D.
Right.
Like if you will not do the innovation and R&D, how you will be able to reduce the carbon footprint? How you will be able to become the carbon neutral? How you will be able to manage your industrial waste? So all these things require some R&D investment over the years. Then only you will be able to overcome the problem and what we are creating from years and years against the environment and society. That will be taken care of. As far as India's commitment is concerned, COP26 was the main thing, where 5 targets has been identified by the United Nations and all the nations together. India also has adopted the Panchamrit strategy, Panchamrit scheme, wherein achieving the 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel, that is the first target which has been identified, which is to be achieved by 2030. Thereafter, meeting 50% of the energy requirement of India by non-fossil fuels or by the natural resources by 2030 again. And third one is in regard to the carbon emission, where 1 billion ton of carbon addition is required to be reduced. And lastly, India required to become the net carbon neutral or zero carbon emission by 2070. So these are the targets which has been identified by India, which is called Panchamrit strategy. And if we as a corporate or industry want to contribute to the national goal, then we definitely require to come forward as an industry, as a corporate, and even as a arm stakeholders to contribute to it. And contribution will happen in every nook and corner, top to bottom, that where we are emitting more carbon, where we are leaving the footprint, where wastes are not managed properly, social equity and justice are not achieved, inclusion is not there, equity is not there. So all these things are required to be taken care of. Having said so, I think let's make it very simple. How to implement it?
Yes.
Understand your business landscape first, where you are doing the impact on E and S of the society. E means environment, and where socially your things are getting impacted.
Okay.
After understanding, you just develop the ecosystem top to bottom approach, stakeholders engagement. Engage all the stakeholders, even if the smaller shop level employees should be engaged, or even the locality where you are going to operate, they should also be engaged.
Right.
If they will be engaged, then they will be giving the feedback that how we will be improve the whole ecosystem in regard to ESG. Then comes your policy alignment. After taking the feedback from everyone top to bottom, you align your policy in regard to 9 principles. And once you align those policies to the 9 principles, then comes the top implementing team. There should be a well aware and competent team to implement all these things. Once implementation has been done, then integration has been done, then implement it properly. Implementation requires innovation also. And as I have told you in the beginning, innovation and R&D is also one of the most critical part of it.
Absolutely.
After that, you need to have a complete system of monitoring and also reporting and impact analysis, whether your efforts are actually creating impact on the environment and society or not. So that impact analysis, and lastly, feedback mechanism. That feedback should come to you on a continuous basis, so that more and more improvement should become in the times to come. This is what the board is required to consider. This is what professional is required to understand. And once the board and professionals are on the sync, definitely it is going to be implemented. It may be costly at the beginning, but in the longer run, it will be definitely profitable for the business. It will attract more and more investment to the corporate. It will bring the goodwill to the corporates industry, and definitely win-win situation for the everyone, including the company, stakeholders, and India as a whole.
Great, sir. So you have kind of elaborated on how corporates should implement policies and incorporate strategies to be able to, achieve, for India to achieve net zero emission by 2070. Now, you are the former president of the ICSI, and you are presently also the chairperson of the ESG and Sustainability Board. So what initiatives is the institute taking towards in this arena? And also, as a professional for company secretaries, what do you think is the role of company secretary in this whole spectrum?
Great. As far as ICSI is concerned, it is not that we have started now. I think 4 years back, we have started the ICSI National Award for Corporate Governance on the sustainability also. That is the beginning, I would say, that we started recognizing the efforts of the corporates who are doing good in the ESG, and also reporting it through the BRSR. So that is the first thing. Thereafter, we constituted the ESG board in 2023. And since then, this ESG board is functioning and working towards the creating awareness, first of all, in the ESG concepts and principles. What we are doing, we are conducting various webinars, we are conducting ESG conclave, and also we have launched ESG certification courses for the members, which is the PMQ course which members can enroll and do it. Apart from that, when we amended the syllabus also in the year 2022, a complete paper on the ESG, environment, sustainability and governance has been introduced by ICSI, which is being taken by the students. So at the grassroots level, at the student level itself, we are teaching ESG because we consider it as a future. We consider it very important. So that is what the commitment of the ICSI is. Last 2 years, we have brought in guidance note on the ESG stewardship principles, guidance note on BRSR. Last year itself, it has been released. And of course, we are going to revamp the ESG course also. A recommendation from the ESG and Sustainability Board has been given, and it will be revamped in the times to come. What is the way forward? Way forward is, first thing we want to do is that let's bring out some kind of frequently asked question on the ESG, so that basics, starting from the basic and even from the technicality, role of the board, role of the professionals, and role of the committee, role of the other stakeholders, supply chain, everything should be covered into that, and some 150 questions should be there, and along with the answer. So that FAQ we are planning, number one. Number two, we are also bringing guidance note on the third party assurance. Assurance is also very important for the ESG, that what you are doing, somebody is coming and certifying, or somebody is giving the assurance that what you are doing is correct. So that guidance note on the assurance or assessment is ICSI is going to bring this year.
Great.
ESG reporting for the MSME in a startup, because mandate is there for the bigger companies but not there for the smaller. At least voluntarily they can start with, and they can use the lighter version issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs for this, and for that we are going to bring the guidance note, stakeholder engagement toolkit for the stewardship, and principle of climate governance also we are going to bring for the ICSI. Having said so, all these are the capacity building initiative for the members and students, and what we are thinking that once the capacity is built, once the awareness is being created, then definitely skilled professionals, right, as I have told you, student to members, everywhere we are trying to build the capacity of the company secretaries. Once the capacity is built, then we will be able to supply very good professional to the industry and corporate in times to come, so that people should not be struggling to find the ESG professionals. ICSI's commitment is there to provide very competent and skilled ESG professionals.
That's quite comprehensive a list for, capacity building. You're doing a lot of things, advocating and advocacy of ESG strategies and all of that. A little bit about how the present company secretary professionals what skills should they acquire to, kind of work in this arena? Is there something very specific that one has to follow, understand?
See, company secretaries are not required to do extraordinary. We are already aware about the environmental law since 1980s.
Right.
We are already aware about the, say, governance concepts and principles, right from the, say, era of clause 49 of the listing agreement. So that is also there. We are, say, in fact, in the intermediate level, right from the 80s, 90s, student of the company secretaries are being say undergoing and reading the material on the social equity and justice, and what workers condition and social empowerment should be done, like equal remuneration, minimum wages and all. So these legislation we are already reading, we are implementing and complying also, but now it is target based. And technology also playing an important role. Identifying the target is very important for the professionals, and thereafter achieving those targets and then measuring what we have achieved.
Right.
So using the technology, we can do that particular part. So we understand E, we understand S, we understand G, then any other professional. We understand well, then any other professional, definitely. So company secretary with these initiative of ICSI is going to cope up with the changes happened in the landscape of the, say, corporate governance, and definitely they are going to perform well in times to come.
Brilliant, I'm sure. So the know-how is already there, we're just enhancing the skills through these initiatives. Great. It was lovely talking to you, sir, and thank you so much for sharing your insights. Stay tuned for more such insights, and let's together build a sustainable and resilient ecosystem. Like, subscribe, and share.